So what I'm doing right now, guys, I'm going to do a quick video for you guys on YouTube, and this is live on Twitch. The video is how to practice in your own server. What bothers me is that there's still a lot of people who don't realize that you could just go in a server and practice things, and they also don't know the commands. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you guys how to just launch your own server, what commands you should know, and then put the commands in the description stuff after, and then just give you guys an idea of how I think it's beneficial for you to practice for multiple reasons. One, it's good, especially if you're really new to the game, to go through the maps without enemies in them just to get yourself more comfortable with pre-aims. 2, pre-aims and just practicing seeing peaks more. 3, grenades, obviously every type of flash, smoke, HE. 4, just angles in general. 5, kind of premeditating situations. And then you could also just use them to do little drills if you want. So I'm just going to go over some of the basics, not too many of the drills right now. So first things first, if you want to practice on a 128 tick rate server, which is not Valve matchmaking, you want to do dash tick rate 128. So you want to do tick rate 128. If you want to practice nades for a 64 tick server, just take this out. You don't need to type anything. Oh, novid removes the video. So that's how we're starting, right? I'm going to do 128 tick. I obviously want to do 128 tick. If you play mostly matchmake, guys, realize some of the nades and things I might show, even on, I'm not really showing many nades right now, is going to be different on 64 tick. I forget if you aim higher or lower, but it's a little different. Anyways, so first things first, you want to start your own server. 128 tick, I'm already good. I can see it down here, my net graph. What I do is you just come in game, you type map space DE, and then let's just choose Dust 2. That's it. A lot of people try to go hit play and then with the bots and etc. That's all you need to do to start a server, so that's the first move. Now, the commands you guys need to know are big. So what I've done, and maybe I'll show you guys that really quick. I've created a config called lan.cfg. So see everything that just executed right there? SV cheats 1, freeze time. So let me backtrack really quick. And I'll show you guys how I make this config. Because I think this is very simple and is very good for you guys to do. I'm in my C-Strike folder, right? So what I do is you have your config, right? I have nothing.cfg, right? Whatever your config file is, it's normally just called config.cfg. So what you do, just copy it, paste it, make a copy, and just type lan. I'm going to name this one number 2 since I already have one. So this is what mine looks like. So you guys could pause the video and type it, but I'm also going to put these in the description, okay? So what you do is when you create lan 2, you just delete everything in it, and then like I said, you do pot kick, so that kicks all the bots, MP start money, 16,000. I'm not going to go through it all, but you put all these in because, and all these are key, like the ammo grenade limit. These are making so you can buy every grenade in coordination with SV infinite ammo, so you have infinite of every nade, grenade trajectory 1, show impacts 2, etc., etc. So I'll put these in the comments, guys. And then what you do when you go in game is you just come in and type exec lan, and then it execs the config, and everyone's here. All right, everything's good. So now I'm in the server, and what I have is full nades, and when I shoot, I have the show impacts on. A little tidbit is if you want to change this, I think it's to 1 or 3, I forget. Number 3, is that what it is? No, show impacts penetration 1, SV underscore show impacts penetration 1. This shows you the damage, right? So if you shoot through the wall, that does 14 damage to this door. Maybe if it goes farther, it's going to only do 11 damage on that. So that's one little thing. I like to turn that off, though. It gets a little annoying. But if you're ever curious what you could wall and how much damage it does, that's a cool command, right? So now I'm in a server. What can I do? What kind of things can I do in the server? Well, how do I get better from just doing this? So a lot of times what I tell people is, depending on where you're at in the game, like little things, like even just like rushing and seeing, like I have the round time set to 60 minutes, but even little things like rushing a bomb site, right? Just running to where it's at and seeing what time it takes you to get there and counting time. Okay, it takes me 15 seconds to get to this corner. I mean, you know how long a B rush is, but you might want to know little things like that. What I like to do a lot, and what I recommend a lot of people to do, is because I think the top couple things that a Gold Nova, even LEM and better players have a problem with is using radar and then grenades. Like flashes, right? So one thing, you can't really practice radar usage much with no enemies or teammates, but you can practice grenade usage. So coming in a server, I think Nade King showed the other day recently that you could throw like 10 different grenade distances, right, left click, middle click, right, then left click, left then right click, left, right, throw a little farther, See all the different distances technically? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's like 8 different nade distances. Focus on the main 3, which is just like going to be generally a left, right's going to be the same, close, left, and a right, right? Those 3 main rough areas. And practice getting comfortable with nades like this. So you know a guy's here, right? Practice little moves like this while you're by yourself. You're sitting here, you cleared it, and you kill a guy here and you know one's car. Don't just flub a flash like that, because that's a terrible flash to peek with, right? You want to get good at having a nice little flash that he's going to turn from, and that you know is going to be in front of them, and that you don't flub, you know, or you get creative with it and practice something like this. Turn, come out. These are on the fly nades, but one of the biggest things I think people can benefit from in their own server is just getting more comfortable with nades. Like, if I'm stopping a B rush on CT, I know that, like, a lot of times I pre-molly tunnel, I come behind here, and I throw a flash off this, right? And I know I could peek with it. And I know if I throw a flash right here, I know I could peek with it. But a lot of like beginners might be hesitant that this flash would bank too far if they threw it like that, and they'd blind themselves because it would, right? So you gotta get a little feel here. I know that I shouldn't run forward when I throw this, so if I molly them and I hear them put the smoke out like they're rushing, I just throw one flash off that, and I know it's perfect, right? Now there's a lot of room for error in that flash, but you guys get my point. Obviously great for practicing nades. You've seen my Nades for Noob series. If not, go check it out. Line up here, throw the smoke in coordination with that roof. Test out different nades, you know, come in a server and just mess with different nades, right? Something that's important, and the reason I want to talk to people about this is because they say, how do you get better DM competitive? Well, when you get more advanced, what I start to think about is sometimes I'll just run around a server and I'll just throw flashes, and I'll just try to dry peek things with like movement built in, and then I'll come back and I'll do it again. And then on top of that, if you have your own server that you can do this in, you have like something like ESEA, having friends hold angles against you is really good, and have them hold different depths, and practice just little fights like this, where you just come out and fight each other, and you both know each other are coming, right? That being said, let me make sure I covered this because I had a little checklist. That being said, I just wanted to remind people, or to show people how to set up a server, and to get you in the mindset of coming in a server to practice nades, and get down with the feeling. A little drills you can practice with shooting in your own server. This is one I like to teach a lot of basics. A lot of beginners the basics of is counter strafing and shooting in between, because one of the best mid-range techniques of fighting is bursting like this and just moving, right? So one thing to practice in your own server, just a little bonus drill right here, it's in my CSGO course, I just talked about this, is just doing this on a wall. And what I'm doing is, it's just very simple. A lot of players who played the game for a little while, they're going to laugh because like, oh, this is so basic. But I gave a lot of individual lessons, and I watch people do this. They shoot, and they try to stop, and bullets happen like that. So try to do 10 reps and have all the bullets batched like this. And if ever one goes like that, restart, right? So what this constitutes, the reason it's good for the beginners, is you want to practice opposite strafing. So if I'm holding A, I hit D. If I'm holding D, I hit A. If I'm holding A, I hit D. Holding D, I hit A. And you just get that rhythm, and then eventually get faster and do smaller strafes and build. But first, if you need to, just go slow and make sure you're not messing up any bullets. Alright guys, I just wanted to go over that really quick, show you guys how to create your own server. A lot of people didn't know how, and I want to make sure everyone knows. Oh, one more bonus thing for the YouTube video. Alright, YouTube, one more thing for you really quick. Good command to know. Bind F5, host frame rate 0, exactly like that, 0.05, and then bind F6, host underscore frame rate 0. If you throw a smoke, you hit F5, it fast forwards the server and gets rid of it. It's great to practice.